Now, when I hit the ground, I was still on fire. And what were we all taught to do if we ever caught on fire? Right. Stop, drop, and roll. And that's what I did. I rolled around on the ground, and I tried to put the fire out. But I couldn't. I couldn't put the fire out because I had too much fuel on my body. All I was doing when I was rolling around was setting the dead grass on fire. I could not put the fire out. And that's when I did something that I regret. One of the biggest regrets of my life. That's when I just laid on my back and I stared up into the sky and I gave up. I gave up that all-important thing, the thing that we all have inside of us that keeps us going every single day. That thing called hope. Now, Tom said what hope stood for. Hold on, possibilities exist. In that moment of hopelessness for me, I was giving up on all the possibilities that existed for my future. Now, I didn't know what those possibilities were. Like, I had no idea if I would be a doctor someday. I didn't know if I'd play football again someday. I had no idea I'd be presenting to students someday. But in the end, it didn't matter what those possibilities were because I was giving up on every single one of them. Now, there are times in all of our lives where things get difficult. And we say, you know what? It's too difficult. Game over. I'm giving up. Now, I'm talking life or death in my situation, but that's not all I'm talking about. I'm just talking about difficult situations, whether it be something in the school or at home or in your community. Something you've been working on for a while, and all of a sudden it got too hard. And you say, I'm done. All right, well, if you're done, you'll never find out the possibilities that exist for you in that situation. And I can promise you the most difficult things that we have to deal with in life, when we get through them, they lead to the most amazing things. What I went through was very difficult. My recovery was very difficult, but it led to something I never thought was a possibility. The opportunity to speak to you all today. We have to hold on to find out the possibilities that exist for us.
All right, students, we're on button number 2, hope. And I've traded superheroes, and now I got the great Rick Yarish with me, one of the world's hope experts. And, you know, Rick, I look at you, man, as someone that understands this thing called hold on, possibilities exist better than I ever will, better than I ever want to. Why don't you talk to the kids a little bit about holding on to the possibilities that exist for the future?
Right. So obviously I know some things about hope, but that's because I know some things about hopelessness as well. And you want to know what's crazy? That there are kids that sit around you, maybe it's even you, that feel as hopeless as I did that day that I was on the ground in Iraq and on fire. It's pretty crazy to think that someone of your age can feel that hopeless, but I know it's out there because we've seen the numbers. We've seen people struggle. We've seen the kids in a lot of the schools that we go to struggle. We have to hold on to find out the possibilities that truly exist for us. If I had given up that day, I wouldn't recognize the things that I'm capable of. We have to hold on, and when we hold on and we go through those really difficult things in life, we find out the most amazing things in life.
And that's really, Rick, one of the deepest things about you that I've learned from you is that adversity is triumph to some extent, and that's a tough way to look at it. Like, can you say, you know, I've lost this person in my life, or this has happened to me, and that be triumphant? I mean, you talk about that all the time, that that's the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Absolutely. Some of the most difficult things that we deal with in life can become the best things, and we have to find it. And in that adversity, when it's going on, it's probably impossible at times, but you have to hold on. That's the whole idea. Hold on, possibilities exist. You have to hold on long enough to find out.
That's right. And so what you're going to do now, students, I want you to get in your circle. We're going to get even deeper here. It may get a little bit more emotional. We want you to have a chance to talk about maybe sometimes that you felt hopeless or a time that someone gave you hope. That's going to be the beginning of our discussion so that we can get deeper into what really leads to hopelessness. So there you go. Get in your circle and let's start talking about this thing called hope. Hold on, possibilities exist.